What up, my Genesis niggies? This is ZMasterskull, leader of Genesis, and I'm here to talk to you about a project that no other bridging group has ever done. My members knows about this, and it's time for the public to know about this as well. I present to you, if the upload didn't spoil it before, Tenkai Knights, the Abridged series. That's right, bitches. Genesis has claimed that first. So here's the deal. Pardon me. Now, unlike our other series where we gave parts away, I felt it would be best for the project if we held auditions. There are a couple of roles that are taken, unfortunately. That is Ceylon Jones, aka Tributon, the Blue Tenkai Knight, and Gen, aka Dromus, the Black Tenkai Knight. But everyone else is up for grabs for auditions. And I'm here to tell you about some parts. Here we have the Tenkai Knights of Earth. Gurren Nash, aka Bravenwolf, who is voiced by Johnny Young Bosch. Now, here's the thing. I want the people who try out to match the dub, the English dub, as close as possible. Unless you can provide me with a funnier, better voice. A voice that you deem is better. But preferably, I, prefer the dub. So anyway. Here we go. So now, Gurren Nash, aka Bravenwolf, played by Johnny Young Bosch. Gurren is the main protagonist and leader of the new generations of Tenkai Knights. He has a knack for leadership, though he still has to grow into the role, because he's a pussy, and doesn't have fear even before more difficult things. He is described as always having a positive attitude. What a pussy. He can transform into Bravenwolf, the leader of the original Tenkai Knights, aka Tenkai Redu. He describes himself as Tenkai Power. As Bravenwolf, he is armed with the Tenkai Sword and Shield. He is the first to unlock Titan Mode, blah 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 blah. Anyway, and he's also a major pussy. So that is the Red Ranger of the gang. We also have Chuki Mason, aka Leidendor, voiced by Bryce Peppenbrook. Chuki has a calm disposition. He is the best athlete of the team and always looks forward to a challenge. He can transform into Leidendor. He describes himself as Tenkai Agility, or Tenkai Yellow. As Leidendor, he is armed with... Do we really need to hear about the fucking weapons? So anyway, he's also like the douchey athlete of the group. And I'm talking about a bridge person now. He's the douchey athlete. He's good at anything, and he thinks he's a ladies' man. So kind of a douchey voice for that one. If you can match Bryce's voice, which should be too hard. Am I right? We also got Toxa Dalton, aka Valorn, voiced by Ben Diskin. For those of you who don't know who Ben Diskin is, he played Shoutmon for Digimon Fusion, Saban's dub for it, and he's more known for playing number 1 and number 2 in Kids Next Door. I'm not fucking kidding. So anyway, Toxa. Though Toxa is a year younger than his teammates, he is at least as smart as them, and thus is in the same grade. He is something of a tech geek. He enjoys playing video games and tinkering with digital equipment when not helping out in his family's diner. He is quirky, short-tempered, and is more comfortable with computers than with people. He can transform into a Valorn. He describes himself as Tenkai Strength, aka Tenkai Green, and claimed to be the physically strongest of the knights, which is kind of fucked up. He's also like as we said before, he's like a tech geek. He's like a total nerd in our Bridge series and everything. He's like kind of twitchy and shit. Kind of like a druggie. Now, there's a bunch of Korakai soldiers of the planet Corton, but only one of them is really known. So only this one I'm looking for audition. Commander Beagle, aka Commander Beeg, voiced by Kyle Herbert. Commander Beeg, or Beagle is, for short, he is the founder and commander of the Korakai soldiers. He is often confused by the otherworldly comments the young 5 Tenkai Knights make due to him not knowing that they're the original Tenkai Knights. That they're not, sorry. He seems to have a case of hero worship, but is fairly intelligent. He and his 4 allies, Kutor, Lynad, Senjo, and Tavox, people who I'll cast later on because they are very minor roles, join the Tenkai Knights in Robo Fusion. Blah 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 blah, toy shit. Anyway, this guy has an announcer-like voice, so if you guys can match his dub or just have a energetic announcer-like voice, hotshot, I'm looking at you. That's really good. The main antagonists of the series are called the Corrupted Army of Corton. This is the guy I'm really trying to find. Vilius is the main antagonist of the series. He was once a Tenkai Knight, but his energy became negative and turned against his former teammates. From then on, he leads the corrupted army as their warlord to obtain Tenkai energy and awaken the Tenkai dragon. He is a very intelligent leader and a deadly warrior with the armor that represents the bat. Blah blah blah. Toy ship. Whatever. He is played by Crispin Freeman. He is leading the War of Corton. In the original show, it was a war for power. In our show, it's a war to see which brand is better. The good guys represent Lego, the bad guys represent Mega Bloks. It's ironic considering that the Tenkai Knight toy brand are actually just a brand of Ionix building bricks. But whatever. He has two henchmen, Greynox, voiced by Stephen J. Blum. Greynox is a powerful henchman who works under Vilius. His armor seems based on a rhino's armor. He is incredibly retarded and probably the dumbest henchman ever. Vilius is an insufferable prick, and Greynox is borderline retarded. He is just dumb. So, dumb guy voice, if you can't match his dumb. Sliger, also voiced by Crispin Freeman, is another powerful henchman who works under Vilius. He's armed with 2 claws and is based off the Panther. Sliger may be sneaky and cunning, but he's also brave unless it comes to Tenkai Knights. So, match his dub, try to find a prick voice, pretty much. There is also the Guardians. There's 5 or 6 Guardians in total, but there's only 2 of them that have major parts. So just like the random soldiers, and like Ro, who's also a member of the Corrupted, they'll be casted later on since they're minor roles. Boreas, voiced by Stephen J. Blum. Boreas is the guardian of the portal between Earth and Corton that is hidden under the basement of Mr. White's shop. Then there's Urias, a Corton guardian who's voiced by Kyle Herbert, that is helping Gen and Benny. Gen is one of the parts taken. In their forms of Dromus and Veneta, find the Black Key. He feels that Boreas has upset the balance of Tenkai energy, but he is pretending by thinking that he turned his back on his guardian friends and realized that he's working for them later on. So he's like sinister, but righteous at the same time, kind of. Then there's Mr. White, voiced by Brian Beacock. Mr. White is the owner of the Shop of Wonders, about which he admits that is not very successful, since it didn't have any customers for 1 month. In his shop's basement, he also protects the portal to Planet Corton alongside his partner Boreas, and tries to train the Tenkai Knights. He is also a secret pedophile like Hubert in Family Guy. So, yeah, that's pretty much what we're going for. Benny, aka Veneta, voiced by Nika Futterman. Benny is a pink-haired girl who is an accomplice to Gen, aka Tenkai Black. She can transform into Veneta, an evil Tenkai Knight with armor that resembles a spider, aka Tenkai Pinku. She seeks to have both worlds destroyed because her father spends more time searching for Corton and less time with her. So another bitch with daddy issues. Anyway. In the eventual series, she goes rogue. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So, trying to match her dub, she's a typical bitch. Then there's Wakame Dalton, Toxa's younger sister, older sister, played by Kate Higgins. She works as a waitress at their family's restaurant. She eventually finds out Toxa's secret, keeps it to herself. She's a total major bitch. So those are the major parts that my group Genesis is casting. So if you can match the dub, come to me. If you think you have a better voice, come to me. You guys have 1 week to send these auditions in. If you want an extension, come to me personally. My Skype will be in the description below. Excuse me. So now, all of you have 1 week to audition for Tenkai Knights, the Abridged series. If I don't get any auditions, then I'll cast them myself. If I do cast anyone and they themselves are unavailable, I will find an understudy. So, good luck to all of you who audition. Alright, so that's everything. So, Z out.